sorry, but you have no indication of a quirk. You are quirkless.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Quirkless Deku Got the Powers of Shadow Milk Cookie Movie 2. Before we start, please go support Wixter12 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. Return of the Beasts and Initiation. Izuku-sai, this is going to be a momentous day. I've gone over the spell hundreds of times and it cannot fail. Well, better see how everything is going. Izuku leaves the room and heads off to inspect the progress his servants are making. He arrives at a room with paint splattered across the entire room. Inside were the painters of lies. One of the painters' bodies is primarily composed of dark, fluid-like material, giving it a somewhat amorphous or inky appearance. It has a rounded, almost teardrop-shaped head with a light blue glowing crown-like symbol on the left side of its face. It has one white eye inside the symbol and one cyan eye outside it. Some of the fluid formed into a ponytail and a ruffled white collar around its neck. Its lower body is shaped like a cup or vessel, predominantly dark blue with lighter blue polka dot patterns. It has two disembodied hands that hold onto a paintbrush-like tail with the tip covered in blue paint. This was the Master Painter of Lies. Master Painter of Lies, brush, stroke, dab, brush, stroke, dab. Standing next to them was a smaller painter that has a similar appearance to the Master Painter of Lies. The only differences are that it has a shorter ponytail and the crown-like symbol is on the right side of its face, and that it was turned upside down along with the eye colors being switched. Instead of a paintbrush-like tail, it held a paintbrush in its left hand and a bucket of blue paint in its right hand. This is the Senior Painter of Lies. Senior Painter of Lies, liven up the old boring truth with an intricate pattern of lies, more details, more colors. Master Painter of Lies, and spare no paint. Broader strokes, more layers. Painters of Lies, all together, move your brushes. Brush, stroke, dab. Not only were they painting over the pictures, but they were also copying the results in different sizes. This way they can fill every nook and cranny of the world with their lies. Izuku, I see everything's going well here. Master Painter of Lies, Lord Izuku, it's an honor for you to grace us with your presence. Izuku, I just came over to see the progress being made and I must say I am proud of the work you're doing. Senior Painter of Lies, thank you my lord, we won't let you down. Izuku then leaves the Hall of Painted Lies and continues on to the Rumor Textile Factory. It's a large room filled with looms, spinwheels, spools of thread, and baskets filled with wool. In the Rumor Textile Factory, a proud spider-like creature manages every rumor ever told. Their left half of their head is black with cyan eyes, while the right half of their head is blue with white eyes. They have 4 arms and wear an elegant white dress with a vertical eye of deceit on their chest with tears streaming down to their legs. They are the head rumor weaver. Head rumor weaver, oh who, what do we have here if it isn't Master Izuku? Izuku, I see that everything is functioning properly here. Head rumor weaver, of course everything is prepared to your expectations. Izuku, glad to hear, I'd best be on my way. Head rumor weaver, stop by more often, Lord Izuku. Izuku leaves the room and meets Iri and Kota in the hallway. Izuku, ready to go. Kota, yes father. Iri, I'm ready papa. Izuku opens a portal and they step through. Izuku, sorry for the wait, I had to check on a few last-minute preparations. I know at least 4 of you are wondering what happened to Kota. Kota, hold on 1 second. Makeup. 3 of Kota's servants arrived. One acted as an armrest, another was doing his hair, and another was reading him the screenplay. Once they finished, they left with Kota straightening his coat and then he posed and waved at everyone. Kota and done. One of the benefits of my new powers. Mandalay, so when did this happen? Kota, shortly after mom and dad's funeral, I stayed behind after everyone left and there was no one left except for him. Izuku, I went to pay my respects and to see how he was coping with the loss. When I heard what the attendees said, they obviously didn't know Kota was the one who took it the hardest. So I decided to help him. I showed him the true darkness of our society and gave him an offer to help me bring down those fake heroes and he took it. Kota, one bite of the apple of deceit and I was reborn as Black Sapphire, dad's anonymous rumormonger. Izuku whispers he's also become more confident and full of himself, but I guess it stems from his prior notions on heroes before I came into his life. Pixie Bob, I can see that. Nezu, so I take it you have a plan, Midoriya. Izuku, yes though Kota, I think you should check on your familiar. The Mike staff's head turned into a smoky, demonic skull with gnashing teeth and bulging eyes. Its crooked horns are tipped in gleaming amethyst, and its manic eyes are striped in vivid blues, purples, and yellows with misaligned slit pupils. Everyone was shocked at this sudden transformation. Kota, well calm down, it's not gonna hurt you. Mandalay, Kota, what is that? Kota, what else? My microphone staff, it also happens to be my familiar. You see, it broadcasts my voice and makes any rumors I tell more believable to those that listen. It then feeds on the doubt and despair caused by the victims of the rumors. This is my interpretation of how Black Sapphire Cookie's staff functions. Kota then noticed the staff's mouth was closed, and it looked as if it was holding its breath. Kota, it just has some indigestion, I can handle it. Kota pats the staff on the handle, causing it to burp out what could possibly be a cloud made of unfiltered rumors. Kota, there you go. The staff then returns to normal. Izuku, anyways, we already know the location of the base. However, with the army of Namu and low-rank villains at their disposal, we'll need help. Achako, Kaken, Ibara, Shoto, you have been chosen. Shoto, chosen for what? Izuku, to inherit the powers of the other four beasts. Achako, your happiness and desire to carry the burdens of others make you ideal for the virtue of sloth. Kaken, your ambition and strength are fine qualities for the virtue of destruction. Ibara, your calm and collected demeanor makes you an applicable candidate for the virtue of apathy. And Shoto, your cold yet compassionate self is what is needed for the virtue of silence. I have created a spell that can purify the beasts of corruption and pass on their power to you. This choice is yours, should you accept. Ibara, you have shown me that you can be trusted and you have protected us countless times. I accept. Katsuki, as if I'd pass up the chance to not get stronger, I'm in. Shoto, you helped me realize my true potential and I am thankful for that. I accept. Achako, I will stay by your side always, so of course I accept. Izuku, alright then let's go. Izuku opens a portal and everyone goes through, at the location of the rift. Izuku, this is it. I hope you know what you're doing, young Midoriya. Izuku, I'm a little nervous about this and a bit concerned. Everyone realized that Izuku is conflicted with his decision and decided to encourage him. Unleash the magic shadow trickster Izuku version. Nezu, musical notes. I realize that you've always been an outcast. It's not everyone at school who likes to think. To find a student that's like you. I've had one or maybe two. But the good ones disappear before I blink. Musical notes. Teachers and students, musical notes. Oh woohoo oh. Oh woohoo musical notes. Nezu, musical notes. Now I understand you have your reservations, Owa. It's hard to have a brain as large as yours, oh ho ho ho. But if we don't win this day, well, I think they made it plains. What will happen if they close our doors? Musical notes. Teachers and students, musical notes. Oh woohoo oh. Oh woohoo. Unleash the magic, unleash the magic. If we lose, then we're to blame, ahahas. You have used it and introduced it, ahaha. So then why can't we do the same? Oh woohoo oh. Oh woohoo musical notes. Nezu, musical notes. Call it power, call it magic. If we lose, it will be tragic. More important is the knowledge we'll have lost, oh ho ho. A chance like this won't come again. We'll regret not giving ins. Isn't understanding magic worth the cost? Musical notes. Teachers and students, musical notes. Oh woohoo oh. Oh woohoo. Unleash the magic, unleash the magic. We're all friends here after all. Our only interest in this business, ahaha, is seeing the villains fall. Oh woohoo oh. Oh woohoo oh musical notes. Izuku, what I'm suggesting's very simple. And since it's win-win in all wars, I only want to learn about this magic that I have stored. And as for you and all the others, you only want what you deserve. That our school will clinch the win. And our musical notes. Teachers and students, musical notes legacy will endure. Unleash the magic, unleash the magic. If we lose, then it's a crime. But we can win it if you begin it, ahaha. It's up to us to not fail this time. Musical notes. Male students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Female students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Izuku charges his staff and soul gem with dark moon magic and focuses it at the location. Izuku, musical notes. Imagine all I'll learn by setting it free. Musical notes. Male students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Female students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Izuku, musical notes. And now winning these games depends on me. Musical notes. Male students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Female students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Izuku, musical notes. And what doors might open if I try to use it? Musical notes. Male students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Female students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic now. Musical notes. Izuku, musical notes. But the magic's what I really want to see. Musical notes. Students, musical notes. Unleash the magic, free the magic. Unleash the magic, free the magic. Musical notes. Everyone, musical notes now. Musical notes. Izuku focuses his magic into his scepter and shoots it at the seal, which manages to reach the four beasts, purging them of corruption. He then summons two large shadow arms that tear open the rift and four beams of light exit it. the white beam being Mystic Flower Cookie merged with Ibara, the red beam being Burning Spice Cookie merged with Katsuki, the pink beam being Eternal Sugar Cookie merged with Achako, the gray beam being Silent Salt Cookie merged with Shoto. The energy envelops all of the young heroes as their appearances change. Ibara's hero suit changed into a Hanfu-Bizi suit of pure white aside from her tan waist skirt, with a peebo levitating in the air around her and above her arms. She also wears a plain, off-white veil with one beige tassel on either side, resembling wheat kernels. The veil, secured by her hair, does not come into contact with her sides or arms and is long enough to rest against the floor. The only other accessory is a golden necklace with 3 diamond shapes at the front, and her shoes vanish. Lastly was her soul gem of apathy, which is a pale white rhombus-like diamond placed on the wheat-shaped ornament on her forehead. Her fair skin faded and was now replaced by a pallid white color. Her eyes became thin, vertical white pupils with gray sclerae that occasionally became pure black at her will. Each eye became fringed with prominent powder-white eyelashes, with the upper lashes fading to a slightly more tan shade on the outer edges. Her vine-like hair retained its appearance and abilities, but she now has long white hair with soft, curved bangs angled inwardly and parted in the center by the wheat-shaped ornament containing her soul gem. The back sections of her hair became divided into 2 long tassels with a light brown cap covering the ends, resembling dripping dough and perhaps harkening back to the elongated earlobes of the historical Buddha and of Bodhisattvas, which usually reflect spiritual authority. The upper section of her hair is tied into a bun on the top of her head, giving her veil its height and a place to rest. Katsuki the Great Destroyer's hero suit erupted into flames as he now wears little clothing and armor, conveying his confidence with such a lack of protection. His chest is bare save for his fire-deep red triangular soul gem of destruction, with it having a smaller triangle on top as well as 2 crescent curves running parallel to the 2 bottom sides of the larger triangle, being emblematic of his status as a beast and signaling to all his strength. It is flanked by fiendish heath markings similar to those on his face. The one true garment on Ijiro has become a Pitambari Dhoti, a silken, saffron yellow cloth attributed to Vishnu Krishna in Shaivism. It wraps his legs and is accompanied by a separate ruby-red waistband loincloth hemmed with orange and secured with a golden buckle. Any extra adornment on his body is scant. A single bracelet coils around his left wrist, and 2 slight plates of armor with a single spike each sit on his shoulders, all 3 elements being rendered in pale gold. He became a vision of raw strength. He became a very tall, hulkingly muscular boy with a massive upper body and reasonably thick legs, giving him a Tofavi build. His skin turned into a rose terracotta tone peppered with umber tattoos like tiger stripes. His hungry eyes, poised under a furrowed brow and lined in black curling lashes, burn with fire in jasmine-slit pupils and cooler red sclerae. Below lies a wicked grin of sharp teeth set in tarnished gold. Sinuous brands border his eyes symmetrically in pointed fronds as another sits at his forehead, acting as the base to his 2 grand antennae. They erupt in stinging tongues of flame and likely represent his newfound twisted divinity and power as they come from his Ajna chakra, where Shiva has his 3rd eye. Katsuki's hair turned back and became exceedingly long and now drags on the ground beneath him. Its matted mass is an all-encompassing void of black compared to his otherwise fiery tones and sprawls away in wild strands. His weapon of choice is a menacing parachute that stands even taller than its wielder. Its double blades curve like searing flamestone, larger than the other, and stem from a red-hot starburst insignia. These blades can be shattered and restored at the destroyer's will, seeming to be made from pure energy. The axe's base is a long shaft with numerous sharp bevels, while the entire weapon glows with hellish heat and takes the colors of warm igneous rock and flowing magma. Achako's figure becomes a gracile stature and pastel magenta skin. Her eyes shift into a pair of downturned, bubblegum pink eyes with white slit pupils and long, droopy eyelashes that curl ever so slightly upwards at the ends. She has snow-white eyeshadow resembling a swan's wings and thin eyebrows. She now has a silver circlet with her bright magenta soul gem of sloth resting in the center, the sides of it curving upwards and morphing into 2 symmetrical shapes resembling miniature, stylized wings. A whipped halo floats above her head, white and shining with a light pink outline. She now has a pair of wide wings resembling an angel, and underneath that set are smaller bat wings, which are purple and each has a baby blue heart inside. Achako also has a magenta imp tail with a spade tip at its end. Achako's hair is now styled into thick, long, flowing ringlets that end in curled tips pointing inwards down to her ankles. She has 2 thinner bangs resting at the lower sides of her face that curl inwards. 2 small, diamond-shaped tufts hang from them. Her hair color then changes from brown to a light magenta that gradually turns into a deeper hue at the top, with small white crystals serving as highlights on the bottom, middle, and top. Achako's space-themed hero suit transformed into a rather simple outfit, consisting of a monochiton with a deep V neckline and some ruffles at the bottom. A silver lyre with close to no details on it appears in her hands, which lends her garments a surprisingly humble look, despite her otherwise ethereal and elaborate features. Shoto's suit completely vanished and was now replaced with a menacing appearance, clad in black and gray armor with sharp-pointed shoulder pads and a jagged cape. He now wears a knight's skull-like helmet with a glowing purple light in the eye holes, and a fiery plume adorns the top, also in shades of black, gray, and white. His armor features a star pattern on the chest, and on the chest plate sits his soul gem of silence, an upside-down onyx gray fleur-de-lis with 2 lightning bolt shapes alongside it. The weapon he carries is a black broadsword with razor-like edges. The weapon's cross-guard also has a black fleur-de-lis. Next to him stood a black stallion with a black, gray, and white mane that wisped like flames similar to the plumes on Shoto's helmet, and its lower legs were white and transparent. It wears a black and gray faceplate with a similar design to Shoto's helmet attached to black reins along with gray neck armor and a white and gray saddle. They all stood in front of the teachers and students and introduced their new names. Ibara, I am the apathetic hero, mystic priestess. Katsuki, the destruction hero, burning destroyer. Achako, I am the slothful hero, eternal Nephilim. Shoto, the silence hero, silent commander. And this is my partner Nox, heroic beast. Izuku smiles at his achievement. Izuku, yes, with the power of the beasts now on our side, we cannot fail. It's time for the final act of our show. As he says this, posters appear all over the city which read invitation to deceit. Izuku, so buy yourself a ticket. Ticket booths also appear with shadowy hands offering tickets to anyone who wishes to watch. Izuku, and get ready for the greatest show you'll ever get to see in your lifetime. And now for the grand climax, FOLKS, Spire of Deceit and Final Battle. Shadow Trickster Izuku sings this day aria. Izuku musical notes this day is going to be perfect. The kind of day of which I've dreamed since I was small. The whole audience will gather round. Say I look lovely with my crown. What they don't know is that I have fooled them all. This day is going to be perfect. The kind of day of which I've dreamed since I was small. And soon I might be having cake. With all my friends to celebrate. My trumpet horns they will soon play for me and all. I could care less about the press. I won't partake for their own sake. Promises, well, I'll be lying when I say. That's through any kind of weather. I'll want us to be together. The truth is he doesn't care for them at all. No, he does not care for Tamura. In his heart there is no room. But he still wants him to be all his. We must prepare and take care. Now it's time to save the day. Hope I'll be lying if I say. I don't fear that I may lose them. To one who wants to use them. Not care for love and cherish them each day. For I oh so care for my friends. All my thoughts he does consume. Oh Tenko Shimura, I'll be there very soon. Finally the moment has arrived. For a show that's out of your mind. Oh, the day has finally come. He'll end up down and done. The League of Villains will be. Izuku free, all free. Left. The heroes have been mobilized to the Kamino district. After attacking the bar, the League of Villains was teleported away to All for One's location. Almight engaged in his brawl against the symbol of evil. As they battled, all the monitors in Japan changed, revealing Kota. Kota, my dearest little audience, may I steal your attention for but a short while. Today, a very special guest will share tales of days long past. Izuku then appears, taking on his Azure Storyteller form. Azure Storyteller, ahem, such a warm welcome for a humble gather of tales ahem in times no living being can remember. They're shown the 5 noble virtues. Corrupted but not lost, these 5 became renowned for their might. Apathy, the remedy to ideals and fate. Deceit, justice that cannot be defeated. Destruction to shatter morality and principles. Sloth, giving comfort to all who wish to escape from suffering. And silence that punishes the unjust and wicked. Ahem, the age-old chicken and egg dilemma. A chicken lays an egg and lo, another chicken springs forth. Ahem, at times, sloth brings about deceit. Destruction is followed by apathy. And while apathy creates sloth, from deceit springs destruction. Ahem, and from deceit, apathy, destruction, and sloth emerges silence, and from silence rises deceit, apathy, destruction, and sloth. Ahem, you might wonder, little ones, what lesson does this story teach us? Ahem, a fable of fate spinning on and on emhe, but that is a tale for another time. Ahem. Izuku then shifts back to his shadow trickster form and smiles wickedly before the monitors turn off. In that moment, the 5 made their move. Katsuki walks through Kamino like he is exploring the city and admiring the view. Katsuki, all who stand against us will be destroyed. Katsuki swings his parachute, causing flames to erupt and the ground to crack open, as well as combining it with his newly amplified explosion quirk for more devastating blasts. Any building that stood in his way was brought down in a single stroke, leaving nothing but destruction in his path. Shoto rode Nox to the lab where the Namu were being made, and he entered, remembering Silent Salt Cookie's vow. Shoto, embrace the downtrodden. Remember the tormented. Once he finds the Namu tanks, he swings his sword, destroying both the Namu and the tanks in the process. He spots the doctor and points his sword towards him. Shoto, you who dare desecrate the final resting place of these tormented souls, for your transactions you shall feel the cold touch of my blade. Garaki, NNO, please have mercy. Shoto coats the blade in his newly improved half-hot half-cold quirk, which has now become black and gray in color. And in a split second, Shoto decapitated the doctor without a stain of blood touching him or the sword, as well as freezing and burning all the bodies in the room. Shoto, only silence remains. The doctor's head falls to the floor and Shoto leaves the lab, returning to Nox, leaving it as silent as a grave. He mounts the black steed and rides off to aid his allies. Ibarra stands at the top of a high-rise and releases a large cloud of white fog that envelops all of Kamino. Any villain and Namu that were caught in the cloud became sick from the pale ailment. Ibarra, in the end, all shall return to nothing. As she says that all the villains succumb to apathy, forgetting and losing themselves, as well as getting captured by Ibarra's newly amplified vine quirk, which can now grow longer and has stronger durability, along with the Namu all turning to dust. Meanwhile, with Achako, she yawns and releases a pleasant scent that attracts wild animals to attack the villains and Namu, forcing them to take shelter. Achako, drift into sweet slumber. This in turn causes them to give in to their own sloth and fall into a deep sleep, with any attempts to break free ending in failure. Along with using her amplified anti-gravity quirk, she brings all of the sleeping villains to the heroes to be arrested. As for Izuku, he was having a field day, spinning lies and rumors which turned villains and Namu against one another. Izuku, ha 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 ha. Now this is entertainment. The power of deceit was incredibly effective against the villains, making it easier for the heroes to capture them. Once Izuku was done, he teleported to All For One's location just as Almight returned to his weakened form. Izuku, sorry for the wait, I'm here now. You can take it easy now, Almight sir. Go right ahead. AFO, so you're Shadow Trickster. Izuku, the fact that you know me is quite flattering, however, have you checked on your little masterpiece? AFO, what? He turns around just to find that Tamura is missing. Just as he was about to face Izuku, they both vanished. Everyone was confused as to where they went. Suddenly, all the monitors across Japan turn on to reveal the inside of what looks like a black void with several blue eyes that are closed. Then a voice is heard. It was Izuku. Izuku, alright, I'll start with an easy one. What is a lie and what do you think is the truth? You know, my predecessor always dreamt of a beautiful world of perfect chaos where lies and truths can't be told apart. I must admit, it does sound rather nice from one point of view, wouldn't you agree? Oh, why the long face? Are you afraid? Oh, it's going to be so much more fun than the hopeless world of bare truths plagued with anxiety and fear. Besides, you don't really have a choice, for you are in the belly of the beast. Scream and shout all you want, in the end you're gonna thank me. Everything you've ever felt, believed, or chosen your entire life. It's time to accept the truth you refused for so long. You were never meant to win. Oh, but it's inevitable. In the end you will fall to me. Welcome, welcome to my world. Witness my finest creation. Let the show begin. Moments later, All For One looks around and finds himself at the entrance to the spire of all knowledge. Izuku, welcome All For One to my home. AFO, I'm honored. Now give me back Shigaraki and the others. Izuku, where's the fun in that? I think it would be easier to test your resolve. Of course, society itself also needs to be tested, considering everything that's been hidden from the public. AFO, what do you mean? Izuku, let me ask you this, All For One. Have you ever wondered what it is that holds the fabric of society together? No, it's not cooperation or trust or any of that stuff hippies want you to believe. It's lies. All the little white lies we tell each other, you see, All For One. Shadow Trickster Izuku sings lies. Izuku, musical notes. Lies are the glue that holds society together. People lie about their mileage, they lie about the weathers. They lie to spare each other's feelings, they lie to stay in bed. They lie to feel important about all the books they've read. Musical notes. Random womans, you look good in that hat. Izuku and chorus. Musical notes. Lies, musical notes. Random man, I don't think you have too many cats. Izuku and chorus. Musical notes. Lies, musical notes. Random man, your hair looks nice when it's up like that. Izuku and chorus. Musical notes. Lies, 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 musical notes. Random old lady, oh dear, the house looks great. Izuku and chorus. Musical notes. Lies, musical notes. Random guys, you haven't put on any weight. Izuku and chorus. Musical notes. Lies, musical notes. Random girl, oh I thought you said 8. Izuku and chorus. Musical notes. Lies, 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 musical notes. Izuku. Musical notes. People say that it's alright. They're only trying to be polite. But even though they're little and white, they're lies. Yes, everyone says it's alright. And I don't wanna start a fight. But you know the ties that tie us tight are. Saw. Musical notes. Izuku, to the viewers, did you hear that high note? That was the A above middle C, not too shabby. To AFO anyways, my point is that our own society is built on lies. For example, the Hero Commission lied about your existence so the public wouldn't fear you anymore, or the fact that you lied to Shigaraki all to groom him to become a pawn for you to use. And this place has all the knowledge in existence, including the fact that Lady Nagant was used by the Hero Commission to assassinate criminals that they wanted to disappear rather than legally imprisoned. And when she realized what she was doing was wrong, she wished to leave, but they wouldn't allow it. And after receiving a death threat, she snapped and killed a superior. That's right, Madam President, I know all your little secrets, and now so does the entire world. Everyone who was watching grew angry towards the Hero Commission and started rioting. Even the true heroes arrived to deal with the commission as Izuku smiled wickedly. Izuku, ah well, that's one problem taken care of now for you. I'll cut you a deal, your successor is at the top of this very spire. All you have to do is reach him. Good luck. And in a puff of smoke he disappeared and AFO was free from his restraints. AFO, when I get out of here that brat is dead. Yoo-hoo, AFO sees Iri in her normal form standing by a door. AFO, what the who are you? Iri merely giggled and walked through the door. AFO, wait, come back. AFO runs after Iri as she leads him up a few stairs towards a room. Once AFO entered the room, he grew angry. AFO, this is the top, where is Tamura? Iri kya ha 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 at a yeez, he was right. Yes, he's never wrong about such things. Oh, look at you, little symbol of evil playing the villain, tusk tusk tusk. AFO, what are you saying, kid? Iri followed me like a little silly duckling. Oh, don't look at me like that. Has no one ever told you not to trust strangers? Too bad, it's too late now. Kaya ha ha ha. AFO, who are you? Iri transformed and now took on her candy apple form. Iri, ah, welcome to my papa, Shadow Trickster's Spire of Deceit. AFO, Spire of Deceit, you were deceiving me. Iri, all it took was one crunchy bite of the apple of deceit. That's how Papa gave me my new powers. No, it wasn't my idea to bring you. Papa desired to see you in his home. AFO, you lied to me. Where is the league? Iri, Papa said you had to reach the top. He never said this was the real top. You just blindly chased after me, hoping I would lead you to them. Now then, let's have some fun. Iri proceeded to battle AFO, Candy Apple Iri boss. Sweet Lies, a passive. Becomes enraged when HP decreases, gaining increased ATK, SPD, and DMG resist. After having sustained a certain number of regular attacks over a given period of time, the boss will inflict ATK and ATK SPD debuffs regardless of the target's debuff immunity. Upon reaching 40% HP, gains Frenzy and permanently increases DMG resist by 18%. Additionally, when attacked by a target's regular attack 15 times within 7 seconds, inflicts Weakened on them. Frenzy, ATK SPD 50%, ATK 11% Weakened. ATK 200%, ATK SPD 300% for 10 sec. Candy Apple Bash Regular Attack, Candy Apple Bash Regular Attack. Sprinkles candies and deals DMG to the 3 nearest targets. Throws candies at the 3 nearest targets, dealing 70% ATK DMG and knocking them back slightly. Apple of my eye. Initial, 1 attacks, cooldown 3 attacks. Candy Apple Iri slams down a giant candy apple with a heave. Targets hit will suffer from reduced ATK and take increased damage. The candy apple will shatter, granting her an HP shield, and candy shards will deal extra damage, further increasing damage taken. After 4-5 seconds, slams down the candy apple on all targets, inflicting weakness and reducing their ATK and def. The candy apple splits into candy shards, dealing DMG to all nearby targets and inflicting another stack of weakness, and granting an HP shield to self. Candy Apple Slam DMG, True DMG 19% of max HP. DMG 20%, ATK 30%, Def 40% for 12 sec, stacks up to X1. Candy Shard DMG, True DMG 25% of max HP. DMG 20% for 12 sec, stacks up to X1. HP Shields, 65% of max HP for 99 sec. Giant Candy Drop, cooldown 4 attacks. Twirls a small lollipop and throws it in the air. The lollipop becomes huge, landing on targets, pulling them forward and dealing DMG. The candy breaks and deals extra DMG. Throws a lollipop at the rearmost target, dealing 65% ATK DMG to 3 targets nearby and sending them airborne and slightly forward. Then the lollipop shatters and deals 65% ATK DMG to all nearby targets, sending them all airborne and slightly back. Candy Rush Explosion. Initial, 0 attacks, cooldown 6 attacks. Twirls a lollipop above her head to launch a bunch of candies. Candy Apple Iri will then make them explode, dealing DMG and charming targets with their sweetness. Summons a storm of candies to hit all targets, dealing DMG equal to 18% of max HP 3 times and knocking them back. Then causes the candies to explode, dealing true DMG 26% of max HP and inflicting charm on the targets for 7 seconds. Sweetest taste of lies. Eerie musical notes dripping sweet deception. Sugar-coated lies. Born from false confessions. Temptation in your eyes. Caught inside the syrup. A sticky with deceit. Batting eyes, you're innocent. As they admit defeat, giggle through the shadows. Black bows tied in neat. Trick or treat, you're tricking. Leaving truths incomplete, slick smile, sly style. Dancing in disguise. First bite, 2 rights. Sweetest taste of lies, traps laid, games played. Your masters praise the prize. Apple red, lies fed. Sweetest taste of lies, every little fib you spin. Hidden in your dress. Cherry wings and devil horns. Every heart a mess, sticky syrup, sealed lips. Secrets held inside. Crimson eyes and candy smiles. Taking truth for a ride, slick smile, sly style. Dancing in disguise. First bite, 2 rights. Sweetest taste of lies, traps laid, games played. Your masters praise the prize. Apple red, lies fed. Sweetest taste of lies. You fear rejection, craving validation. Chaos just to earn one sign. Victorian schemes, playful devastation. All for one approving eye, caught inside the syrup. A sticky with deceit. Batting eyes, you're innocent. As they admit defeat, giggle through the shadows. Black bows tied in neat. Trick or treat, you're tricking. Leaving truths incomplete, slick smile, sly style. Dancing in disguise. First bite, 2 rights. Sweetest taste of lies, traps laid, games played. Your masters praise the prize. Apple red, lies fed. Sweetest taste of lies, who spun the very first lie, who hid poison deep inside, who made deception taste divine, that sweetness leaves you tongue-tied, slick smile, sly style. Dancing in disguise. First bite, 2 rights. Sweetest taste of lies. Traps laid, games played. Your masters praise the prize. Apple red, lies fed. Sweetest taste of lies, sticky with temptation. Born within deceit. Laughing as they stumble. As they taste defeat, musical notes. She started by using Candy Apple Bash to deal a lot of damage to him, but AFO quickly recovered. She then uses giant candy drops to pull AFO towards her before dealing a lot of damage. AFO manages to land a hit on her, but thanks to sweet lies, she can now do more damage to him. Eerie then summons a giant candy apple and attacks AFO with Apple of My Eye. She then follows it with Candy Rush Explosion, which manages to severely injure AFO, but despite these injuries, he is able to defeat her using Air Cannon. AFO, now tell me where they are. Eerie, kaya haha. Oh, I wish I could stay and savor this. Toodaloo, Eerie disappears, leaving AFO to himself. AFO, GRR, I'll find Tamura even if I have to destroy this entire building. Now, there's no need to go to such lengths. Suddenly, Izuku appeared, grinning from ear to ear. Izuku, looks like Eerie gave you a bit of a hard time. AFO, you where are Tamura and the others? Izuku, in due time, what I have planned for you makes me so happy I feel like singing. Maestro, Shadow Trickster, Izuku is the master of your fate. Izuku, musical notes, don't bother getting up, you're in my control. No way for you to fuss and fight. I've taken all your followers, so lucky you will be in my show tonight. You think you can defeat me, oh how very droll. Well, all for one thing you should know. I am the one with magic powers round here. I am the one who runs the show, I am the master of ceremonies. So let me set you straight. With just a wave of my magic wand, I'm master of your fate, with just some hocus pocus and sleight of hand. They are now under my commands. Put them in their places, keep them all apart, musical notes. Animatronic of deceit, musical notes places everybody, the show's about to start, musical notes. Chorus, he is the master of ceremonies, so let him set you straight. With just a wave of his magic wand, he's master of your fate, master of your fate. Master of your fate, master of your fate, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes now for the greatest grand finale. And the reason why you're here, musical notes. Izuku, tonight I will make all for one disappear forever. Izuku, but before we can begin, I think we need to do a little remodeling. Suddenly, an invisible force pushes AFO out of the spire as the entire building shifts and changes to Izuku's will, all the while music played and everyone could hear him singing. The circus comes to town. Izuku musical notes step right this way. It's finally the day the circus comes to town, where true to the bill the acrobats thrill and wild beasts are found. All day, child's play clowns and balloons. Fun-filled until the next full moon. Laughter and cheers, it happens each year the circus comes to town. So unlock the cage and light up the stage for the greatest show around. Musical notes. Izuku and chorus, musical notes all day, child's play clowns and balloons. Fun-filled until the next full moon. Musical notes. When the music ends, AFO lands outside the spire as it finishes its transformation. It now had a white and blue color scheme with various circus-themed and nighttime-themed decorations. The first floor was the location of the Yogurt River of Rebirth. The second floor was themed after chess. The next floor had various cards, both playing cards and tarot cards. After that were the guest rooms, a hallway with paint all over it, and the room or weaving room. The next floor was themed after board games, and then at the top of the spire sat a throne from which Izuku could oversee everything. Izuku teleports in front of the villain and gives a mocking grin. Izuku, look at how the mighty have fallen. AFO, you said Tamura was at the top of the spire, you lied. Izuku, not so fast. You must understand I have no time to fight you, not yet. However, a bit of fooling around never hurts. I never said that that was the top of the spire. Besides, you were the one who blindly followed Eri. I still kept to my word, you'll find him at the top, but who am I if not a thoughtful host? Surprise, I've got a welcome gift for you, something you'll find very funny. Izuku takes out a card and tosses it to All For One, who sees that it's a tarot card. AFO, what's this, a tarot card? Izuku, pop quiz time. Your precious masterpiece, Tamura Shigaraki and his League of Villains, where in the world could they have gone? No, wait, change of question, are they still alive? Heh, so Luong. In a puff of smoke, he vanishes. All For One looks at the card and sees that it's the tower, but in the picture he sees an image of Tamura inside of it. Then it changes to a much darker color and the image of Tamura changes to him falling out of the tower. He tosses it away and proceeds to head back inside the newly altered Spire of Deceit. As he continues upwards, he sees a cloaked figure sitting by a table reading tarot cards. The figure's face was obscured, but he could tell that he was a male. The robes he wore were black with golden patterns on the hood and around the shoulders and neck. AFO, who are you? Where is Tamura? Just a humble fortune teller trying to make his way in the world. All For One approaches him. Fortune teller, I did the boys' reading not too long ago and this is what the cards have revealed. The Gortun teller pulled out 3 cards. The first card representing the past depicts the same tower as before, but instead of Shigaraki falling, it was 2 figures that made it seem like this was how it was supposed to look originally. The second card representing the present shows 2 small figures before a large, shadowy entity with multiple eyes and a central glowing orb, suggesting themes of guidance, challenge, or destiny. The final card, which represents the future, shows a large, stylized eye shedding tears or rain beneath a stormy sky with rain or drips falling around it. The 3 cards that were drawn are the Tower, the Lovers, and the Eye. Fortune teller, his reading is as follows. Despair follows in your footsteps, a river lies on your path. Cross it and you shall face unfathomable dread. Turn back before it is too late, turn back before the cold flames of doubt consume you whole. AFO, well, I won't be scared of some phony prophecy. I'm going and you can't stop me. Fortune teller, if that is what you wish. Though if I were you, I'd just give up and leave. AFO leaves the fortune teller and continues his ascent up the spire, unaware of the grin that the fortune teller was hiding. As he continues climbing, he then encounters a new enemy. AFO then encountered the two-faced Lies in its first form, Mask of Lies. It was a large ram-like creature that stood on its hind legs. In place of hooves and a cotton tail, it has wolf paws and a tail. It wears blue clown cuffs on its wrists and a black and blue patterned jester's hat. It had bells hanging from its horns, blue stars that decorated the wool around its neck, and a symbol that looked like the soul gem of deceit. Floating in front of it was a crystal ball that was resting on a violet velvet pillow. The creature summons energy spheres that attack the villain, who manages to avoid them. All For One then combines a tone of strength enhancement quirks and delivers a powerful punch that was strong enough to cause it to fall down. The Mask of Lies gets up heavily injured and then glows a bright blue. The creature's false appearance melted away to reveal a large wolf, with the left side of its body being covered in black fur and the pet side being covered in white fur. Its torso was covered in what remained of his ram disguise, with vertical open eyes similar to the soul gem of Desire going around the fur, and on its chest was something that acted as the creature's heart with the appearance of the soul gem of deceit. The crystal ball was no longer resting on a pillow and had cracks forming on it. It has become the unadulterated lie. The creature's attacks were much more powerful in this form, and every time All For One landed a hit, it healed up. The villain notices the cracks on the crystal ball and gives a wicked smirk. He leaps at the creature and places his hand on the crystal ball, transferring a regeneration quirk into it. As the crystal ball healed, the unadulterated lie became weaker. After some time, All for One takes back the quirk and the bestial creature vanishes, and all that remains is the crystal ball, which underwent a new transformation. It broke open, revealing a sphere that moved like it was made of water with an appearance similar to outer space. A cyan-colored soul gem of deceit heart was in the front with a keyhole in place of a pupil. Finally, it was surrounded by a ring of white milk splashes. It was now broken belief. And surrounding it were 4 orbs with eyes of deceit in them. 2 of them were blue, while the other 2 were green with a plus symbol in place of a slit pupil. These were attack orbs and healing orbs. All for One realizes what he has to do. When one of the attack orbs blocked his attacks on the broken belief, it received the damage instead and was destroyed due to how powerful it was. The pattern was similar to how he fought the creature's 2 previous forms, attacking the attack orbs and using his regeneration quirk on the healing orbs. Once the broken belief no longer had any protection, All for One fired a powerful quirk combination that caused it to teleport away and recuperate. After the battle, All for One continues to climb until he reaches the top of the spire. AFO, finally I made it. Now where is Tamura? Suddenly the fortune teller from before appears. Fortune teller, what makes you so sure that boy is still alive? Fortune teller, do you really believe that to be true? AFO, I didn't come all this way for nothing. Now where is he? Fortune teller, have I not asked you to give up and leave, and yet you persist even though your cause is lost? Truly you never change. Yes, I used to respect that in you. AFO, what are you saying? Why do you sound like Tamura? Fortune teller, finally figured it out. It's time to witness Tamura Shigaraki's final remembrance. The fortune teller takes off his hood to reveal Tenko Shimura. AFO, what Tamura? Tenko, surprised to see me, master. As he said it, he spoke with venom in his voice. AFO, Tamura, we need to leave, get the other S and let's go. Tenko, I'm not going anywhere, you don't control me. AFO, Tamura, are you disobeying your master? Tenko, no, I'm disobeying my family's murderer. Don't pretend like you don't know what I mean. I saw the truth. I know what you did. You gave me my decay quirk and you knew I wouldn't be able to control it. Well, guess what? I'm done with you. Tenko then casts a spell that overwhelms him and forces him to fall unconscious. Tenko, alas, my former master, you are not destined to understand. It is time to say goodbye. A portal opens and the other 7 former members of the League enter, wearing robes similar to Tenko, all with different designs. They pick up All for One and teleport away. All the while, Iri and Kota watch from the shadows. They follow behind and praise the newly reformed villains for their devotion. Shadow Trickster Izuku, Candy Apple Iri, and Black Sapphire Kota sing Only Human. Izuku musical notes, look at how he crawls around. Upon the ground like a little ant, musical notes. Iri musical notes, yes, but how he fascinates confusing fate. With what is merely chance, musical notes. Izuku musical notes, isn't it a laugh? Musical notes. Kota musical notes, isn't it a shame? Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, thinking there is someone in heaven to blame. Musical notes. Iri musical notes, yes, but even while blaming fate for the life that he leads. He hopes for the life that he needs. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, living every day till the day he dies. Never getting answers. Musical notes. Kota musical notes, yet still asking, why? Going through the motions as if there will be a reward. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, while we stay eternally bored. Musical notes. All 3, he's only human. He won't see who he is who he'll always be. Only human after all. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, so he pushes and he shoves. Musical notes. Iri musical notes, with this thing we call love. Musical notes. All 3 musical notes till he falls. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, isn't it a farce? Iri musical notes, isn't it a waste? Musical notes. Izuku struggling to face what can never be faced. Musical notes. Kota musical notes, yes, but maybe death can release something more than we share. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, I really don't know and don't care. Musical notes. All 3, he's only human, standing still. Doomed to live pushing boulders uphill. Only human after all. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, so he gives and he takes. Musical notes. Iri musical notes, hoping someone will help break his fall. Musical notes. Izuku, he will pray, curse, live, die. Never knowing his truth is another man's lie. Musical notes. Kota musical notes, eat, sleep, love, hate, like a leaf blowing in the wind. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes, watch him fully vacillate. Musical notes. All 3, he's only human, he can't see. Musical notes. Izuku, all the laughs he could give you and me. Musical notes. All 3 musical notes, only human after all. Musical notes. Kota musical notes, so he gives and he takes. Musical notes. Izuki musical notes till his silly heart breaks. Musical notes. Eerie looking down from above. I'm intrigued by our love. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes so let's call. Musical notes. Izuku let's call. Kota then teleports away and begins a new broadcast. Kota, oh, I didn't know we had an audience. Greetings, greetings, it's great to be here. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight, but first, allow me to refresh your memory of the mystical events of the story so far. The great Shadow Trickster, archmaster of all knowledge and deceit there is, played a genius stroke by leading our reckless foe right into his trap in the spire. And surprise, surprise. Tonight we invited the foolish villain to be the guest of our show, but all in due time. We've got tons of stuff to cover before we get to the main dish. Testist, looks like the mic is on. Tonight I'll be the host, the writer, the reporter, and the entertainer. I really should ask for a raise indeed. The illustrious master of the spire has returned. Let's show Shadow Trickster our love with a round of applause. His plan is already in motion, spreading across Japan as we speak. Shall we take a closer look at the dramatic events happening in Musutafu at this very moment? Oh dear me. I almost forgot to introduce myself. Black Sapphire at your service. And now I invite you to sit back, relax, and forget about the boring notions of truth and such. Instead, join me tonight on our fantastical, magical journey. The screen changes to reveal the Hero Commission in a full state of panic. HPSC President, that brat, he's ruined everything. The whole country will fall apart at this rate. Hawks, do something. Hawks, no. HPSC President, are you disobeying an order? I am your superior. Hawks, no, I won't be your pawn anymore. I've had to watch so many of my friends die because of your actions. I'm done with this. When this is all over, I'm taking command and I'll be a better president than you've ever been. Good day. Hawks walks out of the office as he hears the woman scream. Back at the spire, All for One had just woken up to find himself restrained and seeing the whole thing unfold. Kota, your plan to sow chaos and discord is working perfectly, Master Shadow Trickster. Izuku, people, they just love good gossip, don't they? Something to gnaw on, truth or not. Kota, excellently said, my lord. A droplet of truth and a concoction of deceit works wonders. Soon this country will rejoice at your victory, Master Shadow Trickster. Izuku, a tiny sprinkle of liaist for fun can become the seed of distrust. Well, what do you think? Tenko, I must admit, this is indeed impressive. Himiko, I hope these changes will make us no longer feel like outcasts. Izuku, I'm certain of it. Why else would I have revealed the truth about the Hero Commission? Kurogiri, in any case, what shall you do with All for One? Izuku, well, all that comes to my spire belongs to me. That's the rule, and besides, wouldn't it be better if we delivered his punishment ourselves? Even if he did manage to sneak away, I could reduce him to nothing but ash, but where's the fun in that? Tenko, whatever you say. Dabai, we will make sure that your plan goes off without a hitch. Izuku, oh well, speaking of, why don't we take a look at our little guest? Kota, will you do the honors? Kota, gladly, my lord. Kota leaves and then returns moments later with All for One in chains, which are nullifying his quirks. AFO, phew, let me go. Izuku, well, who do we have here? Say hello. To your former master, Tenko. Izuku, no, not even a word. Well, what can you do? I guess I'm left to my own devices here. No backsies, heh. AFO Tamura. Tenko. Izuku, little gnat, you've got nerve, I'll give you that. AFO, not again, stop toying with me, you beast. Izuku, fey my tower, my rules, besides it's in your best interest that I keep toying with you. With my powers back, I could finish you in an instant, but you know me, violence is not my style. Hey, let me show you something very fun for old time's sake. What if? Izuku then teleports right in front of All for One and stares down at him with a menacing grin. AFO, KH. Izuku, what if one of the most powerful quirks was finally within my reach? AFO, no, it's... Izuku, it's what? Yours? I don't think so, just look at yourself. Where is that aura of malice of yours now? Can you still feel it's even without the chains? You can't, can you? What does it make you without it? Are you still the once powerful All for One? Oh, tusk, I'm not so sure. AFO, shut your mouth. Izuku, yes, dread and despair. Who wouldn't feel the same in your place? But you refuse to admit your true emotions to me. Who knew you were so full of such petty pride? Look at this fallen symbol of evil. Your mind is like an open book, but there's something else in the darkness. A little spark of ambition you're trying oh so hard to snuff out, he. Izuku places his hand on the villain and he starts writhing in pain, but then he takes it away and smiles. Izuku, listen up everyone, I've changed my mind. Black Sapphire. Explain. Kota, gladly my lord, today we have prepared a special show for you. The esteemed All for One himself has volunteered to become our test subject and voyage to the source of his many sorrows. AFOW what? Izuku heh. Izuku snaps his fingers and they teleport away. They find themselves in a large room with a black and white checkered floor. AFO, what is this? Kota, welcome to the endless game of chess. Chess, each move is like a stimulating conversation unfolding one step at a time, an enchanting dance of black and white. This game will show All for One's true colors, highlight the lie he harbors in his heart. Today, the illustrious Shadow Trickster, master of all deceit, will pass his judgment. Izuku, just listen to him. The fella has a way with words. Why don't we hear the rules, Black Sapphire? Of course, there's more to this test. I'll push him even further to see how he will react. Kota, our chess has one special rule. White begins with a question to which Black must answer. If Black fails to provide one, White goes again. One last thing. In this game, it is forbidden to lie. Make sure to answer honestly and truthfully. AFO, lying is forbidden. Here, I find it hard to believe. Kota, ha ha ha, we do love a good skeptic around here. Now let's choose sides with a good all-coin toss. Let's see who will go first. Izuku, oh, you don't want to play? Come on, it will be fun. AFO. Izuku, are we too scared to talk now? Well, what can you do? Fetch the coin. Kota teleports away and comes back with a coin. One side has an image of Izuku, while the other has an image of All for One. AFO, mind, I have to go first. If I play white, I'll get to ask the questions, not answer them. Kota, let's see. Kota flips the coin and it lands on All for One. AFO, yes, I get to go first. Izuku, that doesn't seem right, are you sure? They look again and the coin's face changes to Izuku's. AFO, what? That's cheating. Izuku, aren't we like two peas in a pod? I get that a lot. Sometimes it's hard to tell us apart. AFO, that's not fair. Kota, Master Shadow Trickster will play white. AFO, there are no chess pieces on the board. How are you gonna play? Kota, Excellent question, sir. Looks like we'll need some help from the audience. Any volunteers, players, it's time to make your picks. Your most precious, most treasured servants will become your chess pieces. In an instant, 16 white chess pieces with an appearance similar to Kota appear on Izuku's side of the board. Kota, a perfect show calls for perfect props. As for yours, I think we should raise the stakes. Suddenly, in a puff of smoke, 15 Namu appear and all of them are turned into black chess pieces. AFO, my Namu, you turned them into chess pieces. Izuku, for the record, I never forced anyone. Okay, alright. Let's get this game going. You gotta tell the truth, only the truth and nothing but the truth, or your pieces won't move. Oh, fine, I'll start with an easy one. Here goes. What is a lie? A white pawn moves forward. AFO, just out of curiosity. What happens when two pieces meet at the same square? Kota, usually whoever makes the move captures the other piece. However, we play a bit differently here. Oh, you'll see. AFO, alright, my answer, the antipode of truth. A black pawn moves forward. Izuku, very well then, what is the truth? A white pawn moves forward. AFO, the correct answer that opposes a lie. A black pawn attacks a white pawn, destroying it. All for one looks at the piece, his mask hiding his concern. Izuku, see, it's fun. Now you see what is at stake here. Even if you win, you would lose a lot of your precious Namu. How does it feel having everything you worked so hard for ripped right out of your hands? Feels terrible, doesn't it? Next question. How do we judge what is right? Allow me to elaborate. It's what you did during your time with Yoichi. All for One didn't answer and was shocked at what he said. Izuku, yes. Did you think about your brother? And what about your followers, that doctor and that 9 character? They must have gone through a lot. The disdain and resentment your brother felt when you became a villain, was it really the right choice? AFO, I had no other choice. Once he said that, the black piece stopped. Izuku, oh no, that's not what I'm asking about. Do you really think what you did was right? Would you do it again? AFO, no, I wouldn't. Izuku, very well, let's see if you spoke the truth. The black piece didn't move. Izuku, oh dear me, did you just lie? You did, didn't you? And what was it you said to yourself coming here? That you will do everything to reclaim your masterpiece no matter what, even if it spells your demise. All the black pieces stopped. And Izuku looked ecstatic at All for One's dishonesty. Izuku, go ahead, answer me, or have you got nothing to say? So much for the truth. Do you even know what is right and what is wrong anymore? In an instant, white chess pieces were moving around the board and destroying black pieces with little effort. There were only 4 pieces left and All for One looked worried. Izuku, mind, yes, excellent, he's starting to grow concerned. Even more so now that he only has a few Namu left. Izuku, what a thrilling game. Looks like I have the upper hand. He. Now then, shall we talk about your former followers? Yes, the ones who ran away and left you at my tower's gates. AFO, they didn't run away, you took them. Kota, oh, what are you saying? If that's true, then why don't we hear it from him directly? Tenko, my real name is Tenko Shimura. I'm the grandson of Almight's predecessor, Nana Shimura. In an effort to protect my father, she left him at an orphanage, hoping he would be safe, but despite her efforts to raise him, she had no experience in taking care of a child, which made my father grow resentful towards her and all heroes. When I was 5, I had not yet developed my quirk, and when I discovered the truth about my grandmother and wanted to become a hero, my father would beat me and force me to live in the doghouse. That was when my quirk appeared, or what I thought was my quirk. A few days prior, I ran into a man who helped me find my way home, and he gave me the decay quirk. That man was you. You destroyed my life, you're the reason my grandmother could never support my father. It's all your fault. Izuku, you feel any better? Tenko, yes, thank you. Izuku, you see, I never took them, they came to me, you had so many chances to stop what you had done. And yet you didn't. You didn't stop future holders of your brother's quirk in your prime. You didn't stop All Might from putting you in your current condition 5 years ago. Just like you couldn't stop your brother from dying all those years ago. AFO, enough, what's your point? Izuku, oh he he he, when you met his successor after all that long oh so long time back you never asked him about what happened, what about responsibility, guilt, or will you say there was no other choice again? I doubt Yoichi would agree. AFOGH, another black piece is destroyed leaving only 3 Namu left. Izuku, ooh what's that sound? Is that your quirk trembling in fear, or is that you so weak and cowardly, ha ha ha, AFO. Izuku, think about it. If you really had what it takes you wouldn't have ended up here now would you? Instead, you would have helped your precious baby brother become the great man he also yearned to be and you would have finished off Almight when you had the chance and naturally, you would have had the strength to destroy the silly old me here and now and reclaim your so-called masterpiece. If only heh. AFO, you're right. One of the black pieces moves forward. Izuku, in the end, it all comes down to a very simple conclusion. If the so-called truth were the only right thing, it would have granted you the power to overcome all the odds you've been up against. Whose fault is it? AFO, you're right. Perhaps it's entirely my fault. Izuku, hee hee hee, ha 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 ha, ooh just look at you. The symbol of evil so wicked so cruel is nothing more than a whimpering new hold on a moment, now I see it, oh yes, if I was able to bring you down so easily that makes me your truth doesn't it, yours and everyone else's, and so the ultimate deceit becomes the ultimate truth, now that's right up my alley, AFO. Izuku, ha 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 ha, oh why the long face. Can't wrap your head around it and worry not, you don't need to think for yourself just follow my command. You are the villain of deceit now. And it's time for my last question. Tell me pal, now that all your choices have been proven wrong and your entire life has been a lie don't you regret it? Don't you regret everything? AFO. Izuku, I'm expecting a sincere answer, or your Namu is gonna shatter right in front of your eyes. AFO, hee 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 hee. Izuku, oh AFO, hee hee ha 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 ha. Izuku, huh, what's so funny now? AFO, do I regret everything? Regret, is there a point you're trying to prove? Izuku, what? AFO, if I am the villain of deceit now like you say, tricks like this should be no harder than flipping a coin, rules, they can be broken, a black pawn moves and now stands in front of the white king trapping it in checkmate. AFO, checkmate, the pawn then destroys the king. Kota, KH, AFO, I win. Kota, an excellent strategy. However, you violated the rules and will be punished by. Izuku, KH, oh ha 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 ha. Kota, master shadow trickster. Izuku, ha 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 ha. Ooh, marvelous, simply marvelous. I gotta admit, I expected you to beg for mercy on your knees or try something foolish to free yourself of me. Anything but not this. Bravo, using my own methods against me. Oh, you're an exemplary opponent indeed. I knew it. I knew you had potential. Oh, this is so fun, so much fun. I just want to keep playing with my new favorite toy. AFO. Iri, wow, Papa looks so happy. You must have really made his game enjoyable. AFO, you again? I thought I taught you a lesson, you little brat. Iri, huh, oh, that was cute. But unfortunately for you, only Papa decides what's what around here. Kota, glad to see you're fully recovered, Iri. Iri, yeah, and I came by just in time to see Papa enjoying himself. Kota, mind, she's right, I've never seen Father act like that. Izuku, I gotta thank you all for one for giving me a good laugh. I haven't had this much fun in endless chess since I challenged Nezu back when I was a vigilante. Now on to the next game. They all teleport away and then find themselves in a room with a round table and a stack of stranger-looking tarot cards. AFO, alright, what's next? Izuku, why a game of cards, of course. Let's see how well you've learned your lesson. Izuku snaps his fingers and a deck of tarot cards appears. AFO, huh, all the faces are empty. Izuku, humans fear what they don't understand. Always so quick to fill that void with the first thing that fits their belief system. Anything really. Ah, that would make knowledge simply the collective agreement on the strongest beliefs, wouldn't you agree? Allow me to demonstrate with these cards. Lo and behold, I shall purge the darkness of the unknown and illuminate your future. Kota, ah yes, we are going to need volunteers. I see no hands raised, which means I'll pick the participants myself. Kota then summons the 3 Namu from before. Irikaya haha, come on now, don't be so shy, get inside the cards. The Namu are then sucked into the cards and then the faces are revealed. AFO, why involve the Namu? They serve no purpose but to serve me. Izuku, what you didn't know. This is an interactive show. Creativity requires a pinch of improvisation, you see, and besides, it's more fun to fail while playing games than to fail wallowing in despair, wouldn't you agree? Lastly, those little fools are what makes our game so special. You of all people should know that. Heh. AFO, fine, let's just get this over with. Izuku, glad you agree. Now, time to see what the cards tell us about things that were, things that are, and things that are meant to be. Unless they lie, then we'll rip them to shreds. The cards are pulled into the deck and magically shuffled. After a few seconds, they stop and are laid out in front of all for one. Izuku, alright, let's see what awaits you. Pick your cards. AFO. Izuku, Kamoun, what are you waiting for, scared? All for one picks his 3 cards and turns them over. Izuku, all the cards that were drawn had a Namu in place of the designated character. The first card is an upside-down Namu holding a staff sitting at a table with a plate of food and a chalice. The second card is another upside-down card with the Namu standing on the edge of a cliff with a dog next to it. The last card was upright, showing a Namu tied upside down to a tree. The cards he drew are the Reversed Magician, the Reversed Fool, and the Hanged Man. Izuku pshh ha 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 ha. Oh goodness, it must be some kind of sick joke. No one is so unfortunate. For those of you who don't know, the Magician reversed symbolizes manipulation and deception or misuse of power, the Fool reversed represents a lost beginner's mind, and the Hanged Man represents sacrifice. Sorry, but you're not winning with that hand. AFO what? Izuku, let me explain the fortune. You were a manipulator who had influenced others from the shadows. You continue to do so to Tenko Shimura here in an attempt to win a decade-long battle, and at the end, you will accept your inevitable defeat. AFO, that can't be right. I demand a retry. Izuku, sorry, the cards have spoken, but very well, I shall oblige and grant you another chance. The 3 cards are pulled back into the deck and shuffled. AFO commanded the Namu in the cards to do everything in their power to change the fortune in his favor. He drew again, but the cards were the same as before. Izuku, my oh my, your future is terribly dark. AFO, what again and again? AFO NNOWay, Tenko. And again, no matter what he does, he always draws the same cards. AFO, how can it be? Izuku, stop whining and accept your unenviable fate. Alright, I'll show you how it's done. What do they say? Watch and learn. If you can my deck of cards, please. Kota, right away, father. Kota takes the cards and puts them in Izuku's hand. Iri, watch how it's done, rookie. Tarot cards circle around Izuku with Iri and Kota sitting atop a couple. Kota, prophesize. They make cookies lose all sense of direction. Iri, oh, your futures hold nothing but misfortune. Kota, here is what awaits Master Shadow Trickster. 3 cards are drawn and flipped over. The first card depicts a jester or demon-like figure with a star symbol above, set against a dark, mountainous landscape. The second card features a hooded figure holding a scythe, with a large eye symbol in the background and a boat on water below. The last card shows a sleeping, cloud-like figure with an intricate design, surrounded by stars and a stylized moon with 2 smaller figures at the bottom. The 3 cards that are drawn are the Devil, the Death, and the Judgment, all in the upright position. AFO, that's a bad fortune, even worse than mine. Izuku, whoops, sorry, I was reading Overhaul's future. I haven't gone around to doing it at the time. Let's try again. Iri, Kota, would you both help me with this? Iri, of course, Papa. Kota, no trouble at all. The 2 children hop into the cards. Izuku put the cards back in the deck and reshuffled them. This time he reveals his real cards. The first card was similar to All for One's second card, except it was upright, and Kota took the place of the man next to the dog. The second card is a woman who is replaced by Iri holding a cross in her right hand and a scale in her left hand. The last card has an image of the earth on it. The cards revealed were Kota as the Fool, Iri as the Justice, and the World. Izuku, this is my true reading. I started out on a journey beginning as a quirkless child until I acquired my power. I then used this power to bring about justice and fairness in the country through my actions, and I took responsibility for them. At the end of my journey, I would accomplish what I had set out to become, and look where I am now. AFO, no fair, you cheated. Izuku, you tried to do the same. Don't think what you did was any different from what I did. The cards never changed for you because you never changed. Iri and Kota emerge from the cards. Izuku, if you think this isn't fair, how about this? Kota, keep him busy while I prepare our final game. Kota, of course, father. Izuku and Iri vanish, leaving Kota to face the villain alone. AFO, I already dealt with that brat. What difference will you make? Kota, Iri is still young and inexperienced, whereas I have had 2 years of practice. I know I won't be able to beat you alone, but I don't have to. Black Sapphire Kota boss. Cut and passive. Becomes enraged when HP decreases, gaining increased ATK, ATK SPD, and DMG resist. After having sustained a certain number of regular attacks over a given period of time, the boss will inflict ATK and ATK SPD debuffs regardless of the target's debuff immunity. The Master of Deceit also increases the damage dealt by his minions, Candy Apple Iri and Black Sapphire Kota. Black Sapphire Cookie increases his Poison-type ATK by 35%. Upon reaching 50% HP, permanently gains Frenzy. Additionally, when attacked by a target's regular attack 15 times within 7 seconds, inflicts weakened on them. Frenzy, ATK SPD 40%, ATK 10%, DMG resist 80%. Weakened, ATK 200%, ATK SPD 300% for 10 sec. Rehearsal. Regular attack. Fires Black Sapphire gems from the microphone and inflicts poison. Deals 35% ATK DMG to the highest ATK target and inflicts poison for 10 sec, dealing 4% DMG every 1 sec stackable. It's showtime. Cooldown 2 attacks. Amplifies debuffs and poison-type DMG taken by enemies in the area. Then Black Sapphire Cookie will create Black Sapphire gems that explode after a certain period of time, inflicting poison and reducing death. Poison and reducing death. Poison DMG, 1% every 0. 3 sec per stack of poison for 12 sec stackable, capped at 1500%. Amplified debuffs, 25% for 15 sec, stacks up to x1. Def, 20% for 15 sec for each type ally in the team, capped at 80%. Poison type DMG, 25% for 10 sec, stacks up to x1. Mic test. Cooldown 4 attacks. Releases black sapphire gems from his microphone. The gems attack enemies and then return to attack once more. Targets suffer from amplified debuffs and poison. Black sapphire gems deal periodic DMG to all targets once and then again while returning. Each hit inflicts poison and amplified debuffs. Periodic DMG x3 hits over 0, 12 sec. True DMG 5% of max HP per hit. Poison DMG 45, 4% every 1 sec for 10 sec stackable. Amplified debuffs 5% for 20 sec stacks up to x1. Showbiz cooldown 6 attacks. Creates a giant black sapphire gem. The gem attacks by spinning like a mirror ball. Targets suffer from amplified debuffs and poison. The mirror ball attacks all targets twice, each hit inflicting amplified debuffs and poison. DMG, true DMG 5% of max HP 60% of ATK. Amplified debuffs 5% for 20 sec stacks up to x1. Poison DMG 45. 4% every 1 sec for 10 sec stackable. Host through endless night. Kota musical notes step right up, you seekers of deceit. Gather round, let mischief repeat. Tune right in to tales contrived. Words spun tight, all truths denied. In velvet voice I stirs unrest. Spinning webs a charming pest. Fabled fictions twisted game. Chaos summoned, none to blame. Shadows echo tuning in. My lies become your favorite sin. Catch my broadcast every night. Truth abandoned, wrong feels right. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. I'm on air spreading fright. Poison the airwaves, distort the sight. Laugh as the panic takes flight. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. Lost in the static, hearts contrite. Behind the mic, dark delight. I'm your host through endless night. In purple hues, obsidian grit. Every scandal draws you in. Behind a mask of velvet charm. Heals my own, does others harm. I'm tuned in, I'm watching close. Phantom grin, the gracious host. Stories darker, twisted schemes. Pulling strings behind your screams. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. I'm on air spreading fright. Poison the airwaves, distort the sight. Laugh as the panic takes flight. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. Lost in the static, hearts contrite. Behind the mic, dark delights. I'm your host through endless night. Echoes of deception thrive. Misguided truths, they'll survive. Airwaves tainted, minds entwined. Falling deeper, willingly blind. Whoa, whoa. Tune in closer, breathe deceit. Yes. Drink the falsehood, taste defeat. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. I'm on air spreading fright. Poison the airwaves, distort the sight. Laugh as the panic takes flight. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. Lost in the static, hearts contrite. Behind the mic, dark delights. I'm your host through endless night. Flicker and fade, deception supreme. A puppet's dance inside my scheme. Switch the channel, too late you'll see. Your favorite voice reality's enemy musical notes. Kota starts off the fight by firing black sapphire gems from his staff at all for one. He manages to dodge some, but a few manage to hit him. He soon realized that Kota was right since his attacks were a lot more painful than Eri's. Not only that, but the attack also inflicted poison on him, which did a substantial amount of damage. The fight continues for a bit until Kota activates a special spell. Kota, let's see you handle this. It's showtime. Black sapphire gems appear on the battlefield and explode after a certain period of time, inflicting poison, amplifying debuffs, and poison-type damage. Additionally, the gems decrease enemies' def depending on the number of poison-type cookies on the team, including black sapphire Kota. The gems will also heal all poison-type cookies and increase their DMG resist. Black sapphire Kota amplifies poison-type DMG as long as he is present on the battlefield. The Deceitful trio buff will activate when entering a battle together with Shadow, Trickster, and Candy Apple Eri. Kota shows over. Kota's mic staff floats out of his hands as he begins speaking rumors into it. The head then transforms into its true form and begins absorbing the rumors, forming a large black sapphire overall for on E, which then bursts into fragments and the staff shifts back. The blast resulted in All for One taking more damage than before, but he didn't let down and released a powerful air cannon at Kota, knocking him down. Kota, KH, you don't deserve the spotlight. Just as All for One was about to deliver the killing blow, Izuku reappears and blocks the attack. Izuku, that's not nice. AFO, you'll see, once I get Tamura back you'll regret challenging me. Izuku, you really think you can beat me? He, you must be out of your mind. The floor under All for One vanishes and he falls into another part of the spire. Deceitful hallucination, digital hallucination cover. Eerie, musical notes 1, 2, 3, 4, counting every day. You'll be stuck in here, no one will help you get away. 5, 6, 7, 8, time is just a hoax. In a colored world of characters and family jokes. Izuku, musical notes, you must think that you're dreaming musical notes. Eerie, musical notes, you won't know just what he's scheming musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, you look like you've seen a ghost. But you're lucky to have such a gracious host like me, musical notes. Eerie, musical notes, you're scared to lose yourself here, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, but there is nothing to fear, musical notes. Izuku and Eerie, musical notes, you can't take it anymore. Is that an exit door? Musical notes. Everyone, musical notes, just your imagination. The exit is your fixation. Door after door, you'll find that it's just a deceitful hallucination. You try to find a way out, but you're stuck here day after day. Inside a deceitful hallucination. Kota, musical notes A, B, C, D, you are the one to blame. Soon you might be dead or maybe you'll just go insane. XDDC, the writing on the wall. The vowels in the consonant says, save us all, musical notes. Dabai, you must think that you're dreaming, musical notes. Magni, musical notes, it'll be okay, believe me, musical notes. Twice, musical notes, you look like you've seen a ghost, musical notes. Mr. Compress, musical notes, you're lucky to have what's left of your sanity. Toga, musical notes, and some might call it tragic. Spinner, musical notes, when the circus lost its magic, musical notes. Kota, musical notes, you can't take it anymore. Is that an exit door? Musical notes. Everyone, musical notes, just your imagination. The exit is your fixation. Door after door, you'll find that it's just a deceitful hallucination. You try to find a way out, but you're stuck here day after day. Inside a deceitful hallucination. Tenko, musical notes, is it an amalgamation of your own fixation? Door after door, you'll find that it is just a deceitful hallucination. You want to find a way out, but you're stuck here day after day. Inside this deceitful hallucination. Everyone, musical notes, just your imagination. The exit is your fixation. Door after door, you'll find that it is just a deceitful hallucination. You try to find a way out, but you're stuck here day after day. Inside a deceitful hallucination. Deceitful hallucination. AFO, get me out of here, musical notes. Once the mad ride ended, AFO found himself near the top of the spire. He looked down to see a table with a board game on it and Izuku was sitting across from him, and standing in the back were Eerie, Kota, and the Reformed League of Villains. Izuku, did you fail to escape him? Tough luck. What's even worse, no one leaves this tower without my permission and goes unpunished. Eerie, yes papa, punish him. Izuku, you know I've been observing you for a while now and I realized you must be missing your dear creations, aren't you? I happen to know just the solution. Do you know what I'm talking about? AFO, those dice. Izuku, ooh, precisely, I see you're getting the hang of it. Anywho, it's time for a magical adventure around the continent. Rattle, rattle, and the destination is. The first place the Namu landed was Musutafu, where they had to face off against a replica sludge villain. All for One played carelessly, trying to get to the end as fast as possible, while Izuku played calmly, taking any chance to get him to mess up. Izuku, just look at you. Worrying about your Namu, want to help them out, AFOGRR. After they cleared Musutafu, the Namu now ended up at the USJ where they fought against a replica of the Namu that was used, but it didn't hinder them. Izuku, why, I wanted to see the drama, the despair, the anger. AFO, those new Namu are not easily fooled. If anything, the greater the odds, the better the chances. Izuku, yes, how sweet, is that why you use them so much? AFO. Izuku, whatevs, the next location is Hasu and the opponent is a replica of Stain. It fought the Namu relentlessly, but in the end they prevailed. The final location is the training camp, where the Namu fight against a replica of Muscular, and suffice to say, they were struggling. AFO. Izuku's mind, well. Looking rather confident, aren't we? I see All for One is putting his blind faith in his servants. Yes, it's time for some drastic measures. My dear adversary, you will be thrilled to see what I've prepared for you. Izuku hee 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 hee. Once the game ended, the Nama were teleported away. All for One looks up at Izuku, who smirks and claps his hands. Clap, clap, clap. Izuku, new way, would you look at that? Bravo. To think my most meticulously crafted game was too easy for you. All hail the great symbol of evil. Really, I applaud you. Not sure the world is ready for the overwhelming power of your magnitude. AFO, what's with the change in attitude? Why are you being so nice all of a sudden? Izuku, no, seriously. Other souls should learn from you. Brave the smart and the conniving. Truly the role model for all pathetic vermin. AFO, never mind. Izuku, excellent job, truly remarkable. Hee 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 ah ha 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 ha, but enough giggles. Izuku then snaps his fingers and they end up at the top of the spire. AFO, what is the meaning of this? Izuku, sadly for you there's nowhere to run. This entire tower is part of my being. Remember, you're in the belly of the beast. Heh, I thoroughly enjoyed having you over. Hope you two had fun. AFO, not at all. Izuku, tisk tisk, not a single word of gratitude for your gracious host, need I remind you. A flick of my wrist will have your body and soul scattered across my tower, or perhaps there is a better solution. What say you all for one? AFO, I'm done playing games with you, Shadow Trickster. I'm ending this now. Izuku, oh I see how it is. Well then I think it's time for this game to end. Izuku gets into his fighting stance and starts channeling his power. Shadow Trickster boss. A game of truth and deceit, passive. Shadow Trickster can transform into other targets. Becomes enraged when HP decreases, gaining increased ATK, ATK SPD, and DMG resist. After having sustained a certain number of regular attacks over a given period of time, the boss will inflict ATK and ATK SPD debuffs regardless of the target's debuff immunity. The Master of Deceit also increases the damage dealt by his minions, Candy Apple Eerie and Black Sapphire Kota. During either phase, when attacked by a target's regular attack 15 times within 7 seconds, inflicts weakened on them. Weakened ATK 200%, ATK SPD 300% for 10 sec. Phase 1. Available attacks, Eyes of Deceit, Ring of Fire, Act 1, Lies. Once all HP is depleted, retreats into the other realm and summons the animatronic of Deceit, going into Phase 2. Phase 2, Animatronic of Deceit. Only uses the Summon Paper Soldier's attack. Once all HP is depleted, Shadow Trickster will reappear and go into Phase 3. Phase 3. Available attacks, Eyes of Deceit Enhanced, Ring of Fire, Act 1, Lies, Act 2, Truth. Upon entering this phase, permanently gains Frenzy and has a greater HP pool. Story. Normal, 99,925,267 Hard. Frenzy, ATK SPD 40%, ATK 10%, DMG Resist 80%. Eyes of Deceit. Regular attack. Attacks the nearest target with the Eyes of Deceit. Attacks even more targets when enraged. Deals true DMG 4% of max HP to the 3 nearest targets, only used in Phase 1. Ring of Fire. Cooldown 2 attacks. Ring of Fire passes through cookies, dealing damage and causing burn. Deals true DMG 7% of max HP to all targets and inflicts for 15 sec, dealing 10% DMG every 1 sec. Act 1, Lies. Cooldown 4 attacks. Inflicts Puppet Show at the enemy with the highest max HP, targets cookies first excluding safeguarded cookies, and applies Taint. If the target is defeated before the end of the Puppet Show's duration, a Soul Phantom will appear in their place. A portion of the damage sustained by the Soul Phantom until the end of Puppet Show will be inflicted as Grand Finale's extra damage. Targets the highest max HP target and inflicts Puppet Show. DMG Resist 35% and HP Shield equal to 48% of max HP while casting. Puppet Show Shackles Curse DMG 25% for 5 sec, not affected by debuff resist. Puppet Show Target DMG, X5 hits over 3 sec, true DMG 8% of max HP per hit. Puppet Show Area DMG, X3 hits over 3 sec, true DMG 2% of max HP per hit. Grand Finale Target DMG, true DMG 14% of max HP. Grand Finale Area DMG, true DMG 26% of max HP. Grand Finale Extra DMG, 35% of ATK for every 1% of max HP lost by Soul Phantom. Bypasses 40% of DMG resist, capped at 1,500% of ATK. Eyes of Deceit. Regular attack. The Eyes of Deceit fly open and attacks enemies, reducing their ATK. Deals true DMG 11% of max HP to the 5 nearest targets and reduces their ATK by 10% infinite duration, stacks up to X1. Only used in Phase 3. Act 2 Truths. Initial 0 attacks, cooldown 5 attacks. Retreats to the other realm, gaining an ATK buff and creates a vortex of lies on the ground beneath the targets. A sphere of truth will emerge from the vortex and explode, dealing damage. Affected targets will suffer from injury and the taint debuff. Enters the other realm and becomes intangible. Additionally, increases ATK and DMG dealt before creating a vortex that deals periodic DMG to all targets. Then a sphere will explode, inflicting DMG, taint, and injury. ATK 17% for the entire battle. DMG dealt 20% for the entire battle stacks up to X2. Vortex of Lies periodic DMG. X14 hits over 7 sec. True DMG 8% of max HP per hit. Sphere of Truth DMG 7. 5% of ATK. Taint DMG dealt 30%, amplified debuffs 50% for 15 sec, stacks up to X1. Injury max HP 15, 5% for 20 sec, affected by 30% of debuff resist. Only used in Phase 3, Summon Paper Soldiers. Regular attack. Summons Paper Soldiers and restores HP over time. Summons X8 Paper Soldiers to the battlefield and grants healing to self for 17. 4% of ATK every 0.5 sec for 1.5 sec, only used in Phase 2 as the animatronic of Deceit. Music starts to play and the fight begins. Can you trust what you see? Izuku musical notes. I juggles whispers, I twists the light. 1,000 smiles but none quite right. Harlequin dreams of sapphire schemes. Ghostly eyes glow within velvet streams. Echoes dance upon my twisted stage. Laughing masks hide quiet rage. A stolen jewel worn with pride. Where virtue fell, deception thrives. Can you trust what you see? I'm pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Izuku's army musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows. A musical notes. Izuku musical notes, once a guide, revered and bright. Turned away from bitter sight. Mirth and madness hand in hand. Crafting worlds built on shifting sand. Two-tone gaze, cunning and cold. A story whispered, never fully told. Clawed marks trace through night and day. Blue and black worlds where morals fray. Can you trust what you see? I'm pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Izuku's army musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows musical notes. Izuku musical notes. Lonely soul beneath my play. Lost myself in roles portrayed. Magic fades as masks slip free. Deep inside cries silently. Still I twirls my wicked staff. In haunting light a phantom laugh. Awaiting curtains grand finale. Savoring each tragic folly. Can you trust what you see? I'm pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Izuku's army musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows musical notes. Izuku musical notes. Now take a bow, applaud your fears. A tapestry spun from lies and tears. Reality blurred, a twisted art. Forever bound, deception's heart. Can you trust what you see? I'm pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Izuku's army musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows musical notes. Izuku starts casting his spells as well as playing around with the villain by using other assorted items in the room. He then summons the Ring of Fire, which causes the villain to be set ablaze, only for him to extinguish the flames. All for One then retaliates using air cannon and other various quirks at his disposal. After managing to severely wound Izuku, he transforms into a plush toy with a white milk splash crown on his head, which All for One picks up. AFO, not as tough as everyone said you are. Izuku plush, I wouldn't be so sure. The sound of the plush talking startled AFO, making him drop the plush as it turned back into Izuku, and the Eye of Truth then changed into the Eye of Deceit. Izuku, why don't I bring out a familiar face? I'm sure you remember this one from the sports festival. Izuku casts a spell summoning the animatronic of Deceit and then retreats to the other realm. The puppet faces All for One and begins to summon paper soldiers that attack the villain. All for One noticed that the puppet wasn't using any other attacks and used that to his advantage, quickly setting it and the soldiers on fire. Moments late, our Izuku reappears fully healed. Izuku, okay, now that was just uncalled for. Act 2, Truth. Izuku vanishes back into the other realm and a vortex of lies appears in his place, which pulls All for One in, weakening him severely while also making Izuku stronger. Izuku then returns and continues to cast spells, which All For One had to mostly avoid until he regained his strength. All For One then activates multiple quirks in his right arm, which causes it to bulk up with multiple protrusions throughout it. AFO, Ultimate Quirk Combination. All For One launches the attack on Izuku. He tries to dodge, but it is too late and the attack lands directly on his chest, severely injuring him. Fortunately for him, he was slowly starting to heal from the attack. Izuku ga, it seems I underestimated you, but that is not enough. AFO, once I have Tamura, the first thing I'll do with him is destroy you. Izuku laughs, it's too late for that, I already freed him from you. He's no longer the Tamura Shigaraki you manipulated. He is now Tenko Shimura, the truthless recluse. And I'm not done with you after all, there's one thing you should know about a master of deceit, and that's to never let your guard down. Suddenly, Izuku got back on his feet, revealing himself to be in good condition. He fooled the so-called demon lord into thinking he had the upper hand, and now it was over. His body was enveloped in light for a final time, and once the light dimmed, it revealed Izuku's final awakened form. The eyelid was now completely white with all three eyelashes looking like a milk splash. The sclera was now dark blue with a sort of ethereal glow. The ring surrounding the iris was now gold and the iris became pitch black. The pupil braces a six-pointed white star that surrounds a cyan and black slit pupil. The whole eye was now surrounded by golden rays, which gave it a mystical appearance. The staff followed suit as the bottom tip of the staff now became pear-shaped with a blue gem in the center. The eye jewel now takes on the appearance of an eye surrounded by a blue eyelid with the milk splash crown on the top now having 6 points instead of 3, and the milk splash crown holding it in place also shifted to a more noble appearance. Izuku, lying is bad, oh I'm so sorry. AFO, so what if you have a new look, it won't matter. Izuku, oh yes it will. Iri Kota to me. Iri and Kota appeared beside Izuku. Iri, because we will make a difference. Kota, now that we're together I can activate a special ability. Deceitful Trio, Deceitful Trio, Deceitful Trio. Status Poison Element Poison 1 stack, Poison Element 70, 6% DMG every 0. 2 sec for 12 sec. Candy Apple Iri's regular attacks push enemies back. Status Healing, Shadow Trickster and Candy Apple Iri 167 8% of ATK upon using skill. The fight recommenced, and Izuku used this chance to toy with the villain while Iri and Kota used their powers to strengthen him. Shadow Trickster Izuku sings I've had enough of you. Izuku musical notes you've been nothing but a thorn in my side since day one. But I am Shadow Trickster the Great and I'll not be outdone. Welcome to Shadow Trickster's spectacular theater in the pound. Please excuse my thespian vernacular. When I say thou art going down, I've had enough of you. So time to be my puppet on a string. I've had enough of you. Oh dance my little Muppet plaything, now. The audience is thirsty for fun. Time to run. Cause now your denouement has already begun. That means you're done, we could both be pirates on the sea. You'll swab the deck and play your part for me. Mops galore, you'd better keep it clean. Watch out now my little friend, cause Snake Spear's looking mean. I've had enough of you. So time to be my puppet on a string. I've had enough of you. Oh dance my little Muppet plaything, a battle like no other. Better move cause here's another. At least you'll get to see defeat in epic style. The audience is primed, each attack right on time. Seeing you entwined is so worthwhile, but why stop there? Add a lion a bit. What's wrong my petite cheer? Why don't you smile? The final act is sure to be a theatrical plot twist worthy of a prize. ONESHOT. You better be more tactical. Messin' with Shadow Trickster is never wise. I've had enough of you. So won't you be my puppet on a string? I've had enough of you. Oh dance my little Muppet plaything, I'm up to here with you. So why don't you finally face it? Your fate is sealed, and everything you do is what I say, starting now and every day. You'll be my puppet, learn to love it. Every word I say you'll covet, startinu stuck like glue. Bid your former self adieu. Cause I've had enough of you, musical notes. Izuku's new boost in power allowed him to cause some serious damage to the villain, but it still wasn't enough. He managed to recover while Iri and Kota now stand next to Izuku ready to help him. Izuku still standing, not for long. Oh well, the show must go on, hit it. Music begins to play as the trio channels their magic together, preparing to continue the battle. Trio of trouble. Kota, he juggles whispers, he twists the light. 1,000 smiles but none quite right. Harlequin dreams of sapphire schemes. Ghostly eyes glow within velvet streams. Echoes dance upon his twisted stage. Laughing masks hide quiet rage. A stolen jewel worn with pride. Where virtue fell, deception thrives musical notes. Eerie musical notes. Can you trust what you see? He's pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Kota musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows. Musical notes. Eerie musical notes. Slick smile, sly style. Dancing in disguise. First bite, two rights. Sweetest taste of lies. Traps laid, games played. Your masters praise the prize. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes. Apple red, lies fed. Sweetest taste of lies. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. He's on air, spreading fright. Poison the airwaves, distort the sight. Laugh as the panic takes flight. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. Lost in the static, hearts contrite. Behind the mic, dark delights. He's your host through endless night. Musical notes. Kota musical notes. Once a guide, revered and bright. Turned away from bitter sight. Mirth and madness hand in hand. Crafting worlds built on shifting sand. Two-tone gaze, cunning and cold. A story whispered, never fully told. Clawed marks trace through night and day. Blue and black worlds where morals fray. Musical notes. Eerie musical notes. Can you trust what you see? He's pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Kota musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows. Musical notes. Eerie musical notes. Slick smile, sly style. Dancing in disguise. First bite, two rights. Sweetest taste of lies. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes. Traps laid, games played. Your masters praise the prize. Apple red, lies fed. Sweetest taste of lies. Musical notes. Izuku and Kota musical notes. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. He's on air, spreading fright. Poison the airwaves, distort the sight. Laugh as the panic takes flight. Rumors ignite, tongues alight. Lost in the static, hearts contrite. Behind the mic, dark delights. He's your host through endless night. Musical notes. Izuku musical notes. Can you trust what you see? I'm pulling strings of your reality. In laughter, sorrow, joy, despair. Truth and lie woven through the air. Eerie and Kota musical notes. Oh, behold the show. Oh, the chaos grows. Musical notes. The trio attacked all for one mercilessly, overwhelming him until they managed to back him into a corner. Izuku, you know every hero has a super move, so I think I'll show you mine. Act 1, lies. Act 1, lies. Shadow Trickster channels the energy of his other realm to begin a grand spectacle of deceit. Inflicts puppet show at the enemy with the lowest max HP, targets enemies first excluding safeguarded enemy. For the duration of puppet show, both the target and the nearby enemies sustain periodic damage. The effect ends with a grand finale. Grand finale deals damage to all enemies, deals damage proportional to puppet show's target and applies taint on them. If the target is defeated before the end of puppet show's duration, a soul phantom will appear in their place. A portion of the damage sustained by the soul phantom until the end of puppet show will be inflicted as grand finale's extra damage. If Shadow Trickster is defeated, he will assume his shadow form. He will summon his puppets to fool the enemies and retreat to the other realm where he will gain power of deceit. The shadow form effect will last until the puppets are defeated. At the beginning of the battle, Shadow Trickster will summon the Eye of Truth. Depending on the number of debuffs received by the team, the Eye of Truth will gain stacks of truth. More stacks of truth will be gained whenever Shadow Trickster uses his skill. At a certain number of stacks, the Eye of Truth will remove all debuffs from the team and increase the amount of damage dealt by Shadow Trickster at the expense of a greater amount of damage received. When Shadow Trickster gains power of deceit, the Eye of Truth will transform into the Eye of Deceit, periodically gaining new stacks of truth. At a certain number of stacks, it will emit a tenet of deceit, dealing damage and resetting the duration of taint on the target. Damage proportional to max HP is capped at 300,000. Izuku, oh, it's gonna be fun. Izuku snaps his fingers and then bows down before rising up, twirling his staff. He then tosses it up, and it lands upright above him as he then imitates an explosion. As he does this, a white magic circle that looks like the soul gem of deceit appears underneath AFO, and he is then surrounded by white marionettes that dance around him. Above him is a large black four-pointed star, a vertical closed eye, and streams of energy covered in a violet and black square pattern, with eyes in certain black squares creating a sort of vortex effect. Then the symbol lights up with a blue color as the marionettes turn dark blue with glowing red eyes and the eye above opens, which causes a powerful magic burst releasing similar energy streams with blue squares instead of violet, which deals a lot of damage to AFO. AFO GRR, is that all you've got? Izuku, heh, no, but I'd look around you. 1. Liar. 2. Betrayer. Suddenly, white transparent people appear before AFO and his eyes widen. AFO, no, impossible. Izuku, no, not really, these are soul phantoms. Or more accurately, the soul phantoms of every quirk user whose quirk you have taken, including the predecessors of One for All. They are here because the quirks you have all carry a part of their souls from when they died. As for OFA's predecessors, well, that's because of your connection to the quirk, not the kind of family reunion with your brother you were hoping for, right? This is a little addition that comes with my super move, and they are not happy with you. Yoichi, you were a terrible brother in life and the afterlife. I'm ashamed to even call you my big brother. AFO, no, you're not real, it's all a trick. Nana, oh, this is very real and we can also do this. Nana punches All for One in the face, cracking the mask. All the while, Izuku laughed triumphantly. Izuku, everything's coming together so well. Shadow Trickster Izuku sings This Day aria reprise. Izuku musical notes This day has been just perfect. The kind of day of which I've dreamed since I was small. All the lies under my control. Every villain's young and old. Who says a beast can't really have it all? Musical notes. AFO, it's not over yet, I'm still standing. I'll destroy you, take your power, and then I'll achieve my dream of taking away everyone's future. Suddenly 4 portals open and the rest of the heroic beasts arrive. Achako, so that's your true goal. You are the worst kind of evil. Katsuki, you're pathetic. Shoto, people like you should be silenced permanently. Ibara, such greed and selfishness will not be tolerated. Izuku turns to Yoichi's phantom. Izuku, with your permission, Yoichi, you may proceed. Izuku smiled wickedly as music began to play. Izuku laughs, well, isn't that adorable? We have now seen how dangerous you are. A self-proclaimed demon king. Your hubris has gotten the better of you, All for One. Shadow Trickster Izuku sings Mastermind. Izuku musical notes, I am the mastermind, and here I am the law musical notes. Heroic beasts X. Izuku, he is the law musical notes. Izuku musical notes, I've ruled the other. Since long after my predecessors fall. So you see. Next to me your master plans all look so small. Little vice. When you break my rules, you pay the price. Pair of chains appears and shackles themselves to All for One. Izuku, now it's time you face your punishment. Let us begin. Katsuki, O Great Seal, we grant our power to bind this wicked soul within your walls. Shoto, O Great Seal, conceal the corrupted in an unbreakable prison. Ibara, O Great Seal, cleanse his evil and restore the gifts that he has robbed. Achako, O Great Seal, pierce his tainted flesh with divine tridents. Izuku taps his staff on the ground, channeling his magic into it. He then raises it into the sky as an archaic symbol appears behind him. From behind him, 5 large silver tridents appear and are launched at All for One, but instead of piercing into him, they pierce the ground surrounding him, forming a cage. Magic chains then wrap around the tridents, trapping the villain inside. AFO, no, what are you doing? Release me. Izuku, these tridents will be your cage, and these chains shall be your shackles. You will never again return to this world. Heroic beasts, we bind you to this prison and banish you from this world. The symbol appears on the ground beneath All for One, and a portal appears, pulling him in. He screams and begs for his freedom, but they were all in vain as he vanishes, completing the ritual. Izuku laughs wickedly, it is done. He has been sealed away in a realm where he shall never escape. And all the quirks he has stolen over the years have been returned to their owners, and any quirk whose previous owner has died will be passed on to their descendants. We shall never again live in fear of him. This has been quite a show. Back in Japan, everyone cheered for the heroes who had become victorious in their battle. Izuku smiles happily and holds Achako's hand. Izuku, and what's a good show without a grand finale? Hit it. The lights go out and all Izuku's servants get into place as the song begins. The greatest show. Minions musical notes, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa musical notes. Izuku musical notes, ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for musical notes. Minions musical notes, whoa musical notes. Izuku musical notes, been searchin' in the dark, your sweat soakin' through the floor musical notes. Minions musical notes, whoa musical notes. Izuku musical notes, and buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Talk in your breath, steal in your mind. And all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's common for you runnin' at ya. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it gettin' closer? Just surrender cause you feel the feelin' talkin' over musical notes. Minions musical notes, oh musical notes. Izuku musical notes, it's fire, it's freedom, it's floodin' open musical notes. Minions musical notes, oh musical notes. Izuku musical notes, it's a preacher in the pulpit, and your blind devotion musical notes. Minions musical notes, oh musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, there's something breaking at the brick of every wall that's holding musical notes. Izuku and minions, musical notes, all that you know, oh, so tell me, do you want to go? Musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, where it's covered in all the colored lights. Where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's talking over you. Minions, musical notes, oh, this is the greatest show, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, we light it up, we won't come down, musical notes. Minions, musical notes, and the sun can't stop us now, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, watching it come true, it's talking over you. Minions, musical notes, oh, this is the greatest show. Whoa, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, colossal we come, these renegades in the ring, musical notes. Minions, musical notes, whoa, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, where the lost get found, and we crown him the circus king's, musical notes. Izuku and minions, musical notes, don't fight it, it's common for you, running at you, don't fight it, it's common. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after, it's only this moment. It's blind and outshinin', anything that you know, shinin'. Just surrender cause you're common and you. Izuku and minions, musical notes, wanna go. Where it's covered in all the colored lights. Where the runaways are running the night, musical notes. Minions, musical notes, impossible comes true, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, intoxicatin' you, musical notes. Minions, musical notes, oh, this is the greatest show, musical notes. Izuku and audience, musical notes, we light it up, we won't come down, musical notes. Minions, musical notes, and the sun can't stop us now, musical notes. Izuku, musical notes, watching it come true, musical notes. Minions, musical notes, it's talking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show, hey, hey, musical notes. Izuku and minions, musical notes, it's everything you ever want, hey, hey. It's everything you ever need, hey, hey. And it's here right in front of you, this is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be, hey, hey. It's everything you ever want, hey, hey. It's everything you ever need, hey, hey. And it's here right in front of you, this is what you want. This is where you wanna be, hey, 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 musical notes. Head rumor weaver, musical notes, this is where you wanna be, musical notes. Audience and head rumor weaver, musical notes, where it's covered in all the colored lights. Where the runaways are running the night, oh, oh yeah. Impossible comes true, it's talking over you, he. Oh, musical notes. Head rumor weaver and audience, musical notes, this is the greatest show, musical notes. Audience, musical notes, we light it up, we won't come down. And the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's talking over you. Izuku, musical notes, this is the greatest show, musical notes. Audience, musical notes, where it's covered in all the colored lights, musical notes. Izuku and audience, musical notes, where the runaways are running the night, musical notes. Izuku and Achako, musical notes, impossible comes true, impossible, musical notes. Izuku and Achako, musical notes, it's talking over you. Audience, musical notes, oh, musical notes. Izuku, Achako and audience, musical notes, this is the greatest show, musical notes. Izuku and audience, musical notes, we light it up, we won't come down. And the walls can't stop us now, musical notes. Izuku, Achako and audience, musical notes, watching it come true, it's talking over you. Audience, musical notes, oh, this is the greatest show, musical notes. Izuku, Achako and audience, musical notes, cause everything you want is right in front of you, oh, this is the greatest show. And you see the impossible is common, true, oh yeah. And the walls can't stop us now, yeah, oh, this is the greatest show. Oh, this is the greatest show. Everyone, musical notes, oh, this is the greatest show. Oh, this is the greatest show. Oh, this is the greatest show. Oh, this is the greatest show, oh, this is. Oh, this is the greatest show, this is. Oh, this is the greatest show, the greatest show. Oh, this is the greatest show, this is the greatest. Oh, this is the greatest show, musical notes. And with that, they all return to Japan and watch as the sun rises, bringing an end to All for One's era and the beginning of a new age. Meanwhile, in the other realm, Shadow Milk Cookie was watching Izuku and he smiled. Shadow Milk Cookie, great work, Izuku. You were truly worthy of processing the power of deceit. After the battle, Izuku became one of the greatest heroes in Japan, taking All Might's place as the #1 hero. Katsuki became the #2 hero and was okay with it. Shoto became the #3 hero. Achako became the #4 hero, and Ibara became the #5 hero. We now go to the new Class 1A with two familiar kids. Kota, to think, Eri, 10 plus years ago we were taken by the man who became our father and now we're attending the same school and class as he once did. Eri, I know, we're gonna have so much fun. Random student, hey, where's our teacher anyway? Just then the door opens and the teacher appears, much to the siblings' delight. The teacher was none other than Izuku himself. Izuku enters the room with his new appearance as the Sage of Truth. His appearance remained identical to his shadow trickster form with a few changes. The eyes in the back of his hair are completely gone, and his hair is now tied at the end, and his right eye has changed from cyan to golden yellow. He now wears a golden-trimmed white and blue robe with blue coat tails lined with closed eyes, a blue wizard's hat with gold lining, and a white pompon on the tip. The Soul Gem's brooch was now gold with a pair of tears running down. His scepter also changed, turning into a staff resembling a key Y with the headpiece appearing to be an open eye with a crown on top, and a blue oval-shaped gem in the center with a white slit in the middle. Izuku, welcome to the UA Hero course. My name is Izuku Midoriya, but you may know me as the Deceitful Hero, Shadow Trickster, though at the moment I am known as the Sage of Truth and I will be your homeroom teacher. I hope you're all ready for the next 3 years because they're gonna be very interesting. Now I want you all to get out your textbooks and we'll begin our lesson. Random student, Mr. Midoriya, I thought this was a hero school, not a normal, boring school. Eri, watch your mouth. Dad is one of the best teachers this school has ever had. Kota, and who said this wasn't a hero school? It's still a school, we're expected to still do normal high school work. Izuku, you are both right. Without knowledge, we'd still be primitive cavemen with no understanding of what happens in our lives. And seeing as some of you aren't eager to learn, I think it's time I teach you the meaning of truth, deceit, and knowledge. Grins wickedly. Izuku starts casting magic, and everyone finds themselves in what looks like a classroom with the floor being soft like clouds and scrolls and books in bookcases. And in the front is a podium with a large book where Izuku sits and opens it as he begins teaching. Truth hits heavy. Izuku musical notes, everyone claims they got it right. Words collide 1,000 fights. Are you honest, are you brave? Truth's a path that you've gotta pave. Why hide behind the mask you wear? Truth cuts deep, but face it fair. Can you bear the weight inside, or will you run nowhere to hide? In the chaos, clarity grows. Step right up, let the knowledge flow. You gotta face it, embrace it, let the facts ignite. Just gotta break it, remake it, until you get it right. The deeper you dive, the harder it feels. Truth hits heavy, but that's the deal. Magic and art, they intertwines. Debate the dark, let reason shine. Why pretend that you're content? When seeking answers pays the rent, ignorance laughs a mocking grin. But knowledge fights back again. Are you lost or will you learn? In the flame where answers burn. Question, wonder, seek, repeat. Knowledge bitter, knowledge sweet. You gotta face it, embrace it, let the facts ignite. Just gotta break it, remake it, until you get it right. The deeper you dive, the harder it feels. Truth hits heavy, but that's the deal. Can you handle being wrong? Truth hits sharp and hits strong. Are you brave enough to see? Through the fog, clarity. Let it out, let it rings. Truth's a song we all can sing. Debate, deny, the choice is yours. But honesty unlocks the doors. You gotta face it, embrace it, let the facts ignite. Just gotta break it, remake it, until you get it right. The deeper you dive, the harder it feels. Truth hits heavy, but that's the deal. Knowledge calls, take your seat. Truth is simple, truth is sweet. The final bell, class dismissed. Know yourself, truth insists. You gotta face it, embrace it, let the facts ignite. Just gotta break it, remake it, until you get it right. The deeper you dive, the harder it feels. Truth hits heavy, but that's the deal. Through his methods, everyone was entranced by his teachings and focused hard. Izuku gives a gentle smile as the room shifts back to normal. He looks outside to see what his fellow heroes have achieved. Bakugo became one of the strongest heroes with the bravest and most powerful sidekicks joining him on his missions. Ibara became the head priestess of her newly established church, with all her devotees praying and offering aid to others. Shoto became a wandering hero who continued to follow Silent Salt Cookie's ideals and formed his own Knights of Kala Namek, helping take care of those who are less fortunate than everyone else. And Ochako created a sanctuary for those who have endured hardships, easing their suffering, helping them recover, and bringing them happiness. Izuku then gazed at his spire, wondering what would happen next. As he contemplates, he sees the visage of Shadow Milk Cookie in the sky smiling down on him, knowing that his redemption had paid off in the end. He then vanished, returning to Earthbread as a new and better cookie alongside his fellow emissaries. Izuku smiles and returns to his students to prepare them for the future.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown in left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.